Hola mis serenitas, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Chiquita Serenita, and today we're doing a review tutorial and swatches of Kaleidoscope's Club Nebula times Angelica Nyqvist. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right because I'm so bad when it comes to really the wording. It just gets to me. I can't pronounce stuff right away. So I'm hoping I said that right. If I didn't, I don't know. I'll probably look it up later on YouTube and then I'll kick myself. And you'll see the comments like I totally butchered her last name. It's a very pretty design to it. So I want to show you guys how it came, right? Because it came in a plastic shipper. Like those little slips, right? And I saw it and I was like, oh my God, it's probably destroyed. It was like super big and puffy. And then when I opened up the slip, I noticed that it was like, look it. They shipped it in a little bubble thingy right here. It's really funny how it came, but it came like this initially. And then when I opened it, it had the box in here, right? The box came included. If you pre-ordered this palette, then they included the little box shipper with the palette. They did say that if you just ordered the palette, you would get the box shipper for free. If you ordered several things, then they would include the bigger shipper box for free. Now, the quality of this box is very hard cardboard. It's like something you would find at the Michael's Craft Store or Joann's. It's the same type of quality. So this is the top. When you open it up, you open it from the bottom right here, and it just like flops open right there. And then it has this really nice design. It came with this card right here that says, Invitation Club Nebula. You're invited to join us for an unforgettable banquet of color. On the menu is a diverse curation of the finest and rarest shadows in the universe. Please RSVP, tag us in your story on Instagram when you receive this. At Kaleidoscope's Makeup, at Angelica Nyqvist. That's what it says. I don't know how to attend. And it says dress code, Kaleidos only. So it has styrofoam right here. When you remove the styrofoam, it has the palette inside. And it came like that, right? This is the palette inside right here. When you take out the palette, this is just the box of the palette, by the way. You guys, I have the box. I have the actual palette on my little desk right here. So the design of the palette is pretty similar to the actual design of the box. It just says the Club Nebula palette in the back. Ultra pigmented, highly blendable, multi-chromatic, future formal shadows for freestyle elegance. Includes 2 multi-chromes, 3 sparkling duochromes, 1 sparkling metallic shade, and 9 highly pigmented mattes. I don't see anything about cruelty-free or vegan. I'll probably check it out later on in the actual website and then like look it up, see if it is. I don't know. I didn't look at that. I just started putting on my makeup. Like, I feel so dumb now. Okay, you guys. The palette. This is the design of the palette right here. Club Nebula. And then her name and Kaleidoscope. I love it. It's actually really, these little bottles. They're like little bubbles. They're very raised. You can feel the name and everything. In the back, it says, the Club Nebula palette is a collection of my favorite shades for my favorite people. Angelica, that's what she put. And then it says, a rich, sultry palette that brings universal class to far out looks. Made in collaboration with Angelica. It's a pretty palette. Honestly, you open it up and this is it right here. It's got a really nice size mirror. It looks super cool. When you open this up, it sort of reminds me of like a pop-up book that this part pops up right here and it says Kaleidoscope. Kaleidos. I try to say Kaleidos. I keep saying Kaleidoscope. What the hell? These are the shades in the palette, you guys. I'm not crazy about the 2 shimmers that I used today because they turned out to be wildfire shimmers, and you guys already know how I feel about the wildfire shimmers. Like the one that I used right here is a wildfire. It is a duochrome though, I will say that. And then this blue right here is a wildfire shade as well. Some are worse than others. That's probably why it says in the back that it's like duochrome and multichrome and all this other chrome stuff that I don't understand. But I'm guessing that some are probably worse than others. And definitely that lime green one, which is the one that's called Firefly, is one of the worst ones. One of the worst offenders. So I'm going to start by swatching right here. I'm going to start with that Firefly one, and we're going to go clear across each of the rows until we get to the end of the palette, okay? So Firefly is the first one. It feels very soft. It is, like I said, look at it. Look. It does have that multi-chrome effect now that I'm looking at it swatched. It has pink and this green shift. Of course, on my eye, it actually looks more green. I'm going to add another swatch, but I think this is about as good as it's going to get. It looks straight up green, right? But when you look at it in person, it has this little pink reflex in there too. So there's probably a duochrome. I'm going to guess it's a duochrome. But like I said, definitely, if you guys buy this palette, I highly recommend, ugh, God, please listen. Highly recommend Eyes Before Face, because I had fallout with the dark shade, and those freaking wildfire shimmers are no joke, okay? So the next one is called 7 of 9. And this is just a very turquoise matte. It has to be built up. It's very light. The first time I put it on, because I used it as my transition shade, it is somewhat light, so you have to apply it more than once, but it does not lack pigmentation. It's definitely a buildable, beautiful turquoise blue. I really, really love that color. Gravity is a lime green matte. This one I used down here. You have to build that one up too. I had to apply it at least 3 times in order to get that pigmentation, because it's obviously, look at it. You can get it to that height. Definitely with that one too, I really recommend like a cut crease or some kind of like base, like a really good base to make it pop on the overall eyelid. Down here, you can still see it. See? It's a very pretty color. You can still see it. It's just, I feel like if you want it to look exactly like it looks in the pan, then you're going to need a base for it to really get it to stand out on your eye. Then we got Queen of Blades. This one feels so incredibly soft for a matte. This feels ridiculously soft. I don't know why. I didn't even notice that when I was doing it. This is two swatches already. It's a very dark blue teal. It's a very pretty color. Next we have Void, and this is just a very, I want to call it like a violet blue, even though it looks like a dark blue matte. This one feels so soft too. Look at that. You know, it looks a lot darker in the pan. Like in the pan, it looks like this super dark blue. And now that I'm looking at it swatch, it looks a lot more vibrant. Like, that is a crazy blue. In the next row, you have You're My Only Hope. This one looks like this. Very, very pastel pink. Oh, God. That's such a beautiful shimmer, though. I think I could get around the fact that I don't like that type of formula just by, I'm looking at these swatches and I'm liking them already because they're like freaking beautiful shimmers. I don't like wildfire shimmers, but I can work it, man. Like, I can make this work. Naru this looks like a taupe matte. That's what it looks like. That's one swatch. Look, it needed no second or third. That's awesome. Y'all already know how I feel like about taupes. I'm not going to say it. I don't like taupes. Astro is that blue that I used right here. It's such a beautiful color. It's the shimmer. Look at this. And it is a duochrome. You can see it has a blue and purple shift. I'm going to put another swatch, but I don't think it needed it. And it's super pretty. Super soft, like buttery soft, smooth with the way it glides on. And come on, who doesn't like that one? That's why I used it, because I was like, oh, that's a beautiful color. Rock Hopper. This one looks like a gray, a purplish gray. That's what it looks like. I'm going to give it 2 swatches because it looked like it needed it, but that is a pretty color. I could still work with that one. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this right. Cleon, I think it is. It's like this dark matte purple, plummy purple. It feels kind of dry, somewhat patchy. I'm going to give it 3 swatches already. But it's a very pretty, oh God, look at that color. I am a fanatic of purples, you guys, and already that color won me over. I don't care how patchy it is. I'm putting that shit on my face. In the next row, we have Celestial. Oh, God, look at this. It is like a golden pink. Oh, that is such a beautiful shimmer. Yo, I'm going to be looking like Tinkerbell. I'm just going to rub that all over my face. It's super pretty in person. Nova. This one scares me. Honestly, I see Nova and it's another shimmer. And it's like, look at all that. Look at all that. I can imagine the flakage on my face if I rub that. It has like this pearlesque iridescent sheen to it. Like you guys can see, right? This one looks kind of, in person, it looks more pearl pink. This one, I don't know why the camera picks it up different, but definitely in person, this looks more of this gold pink shift. And this one is like a purple pink iridescent pearlesque kind of sheen for some reason. I don't know. That's the best I can explain it. Sam Us is this very peachy orange matte. I'm going to apply it at least 3 times because it looks like it's a buildable color. It's like a neon peach, right? Coral, if you want to call it that. It's very pretty still. Like, I would still use that as a transition shade or overall lid. I would. Now, the next shade, when I first opened this palette, this was one of the ones that called to me. Like, I wanted to use this shade. It is called Nebula, and oh, God. It is such a beautiful shimmer. It has this intense, like, coral orange almost with these gold reflex throughout it. It's such a beautiful color in person. I thought about using that as a transition shade, that like overall lid, and then this next one, which is the final one, as my darken, like deepening shade, because the next one is called Red Giant, and that's exactly what it is. It's a true matte, dark garnet, like red. It's very, very intense, the way it looks in the pan. And it does show up a tiny bit patchy, but look at that. Look at that. It's such a beautiful color in person. Sort of like this red, ruby red, right? And those are all the tones in this entire palette, you guys. Like I said, I'm not crazy. You guys already seen my channel for a while. You guys know I'm not crazy about those wildfire shimmers, the ones that flake off, but it's not the end of the world. You do your eyes first. Do whatever you gotta do to make it work, okay? We like Tim from, you know, Project Runway. Make it work, okay? At the end of all this, if you executed a look, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how you got to point A to point B. The point is you got there, right? Also, I want to point out how long this took to come from, I think China. Was it China? Oh my God. It took forever, and it stayed in LAX at like customs for releasing for pretty much an entire week. I was like, what are they doing? What are they doing? It took forever to get to me. By the time it got to me, because it got to me yesterday, the same day I got my Urban Decay, which was yesterday, was the same day I got this one, and I was like, okay, I'll do this one tomorrow, right? Because that's what I had to do. I had to do it. Also, I forgot to point out, you guys, it comes with this little pretty slip on top. You know, the one that protects the shadows right there. Well, it's not protecting anything, really, but I don't know why they put it in there. But it's got Kaleidos on it. You just can't see it, but it's got the little lettering Kaleidos. It's very pretty. I like it. I like the palette, you guys. I feel like it has a lot of potential. The mattes are super blendable, buildable. And maybe 2 of them showed up somewhat patchy, which was like the purple one and then this garnet shade. And then tiny bit of maybe this blue one. But it's like, it's not the end of the world. I don't remember pricing or anything. I'll probably put that all in the description box. Y'all already know, I said it and forget it. I order that stuff, and then by the time it gets to me, I'm like, oh yeah, I did order that. I don't remember. So I'm going to let you guys go. If you guys want to see how I created this look today, then just stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so for my first color, I went in with 7 of 9, which is like this, I want to call it like a turquoise matte. And that is what you guys are going to see me use as my transition shade, okay? So for the next color, you guys, I went with Astro right here. This is it looks like a sort of like this slate blue or sky blue, if you want to call it that. It is a shimmer, and it is a wildfire shimmer. Like, all of these in here, all the shimmers in here are wildfire shimmers. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh God, you know, just make it work, get it over with. But just letting you know, definitely eyes before the rest of your face, because I had several flakage right here, and I tried to clean up as much as I could, but like, you can only do so much with those type of shades, you know. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pat it using my finger over my entire eyelid, okay? So for the next color that I went in, you guys, I went in with Queen. It's called Queen of Blades right here. It is a super dark green teal matte. It looks really, really dark. I actually placed it right here and down here, just like I did on this side. So you guys see it. It's right here and then down here. I had to apply it a couple of times just to get that deepening shade that I wanted. It's super pretty, but let me tell you, you will have fallout on your face. So that is like another reason why I'm telling you guys, eyes before face. I'm just, I want to say hard-headed or stubborn, but you know, I always like to do my face makeup before my eyes. My eyes are always the last thing I do. So just be in mind, if you are like me, then you're going to be dealing with some type of fallout in the area that you apply that matte. And do the tape method if you can, or just try to clean as best as you can and then reapply that face makeup that you had in that area. That's the best advice I can give you for someone who is like me, that does their face before their eyes. But if it's the other way around, definitely your eyes before your face, okay? So for the next color that I used, you guys, I used Gravity, which is a lime green matte. Definitely that color on its own, it's a very pretty color. It does show up, but I would recommend that maybe with a base, it would be like make it pop more with a base. If you're going to use it on the overall eyelid, I used it down here and I could still see it, so it's not a big deal. I'm just saying that if you wanted to use it on the overall lid, I would definitely recommend you using a cut crease base or something like that to make it really pop. On its own, it's really pretty. It's still a pretty, really green. I don't know. I'd have to see how it works on its own. Right now, it's like, it's pretty still. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm using a Sigma times Trend Mood. This is from their limited edition thing that they released, and I'm just going to put it with the brush in that corner, okay? And for my inner corner highlight, I went in with this green shimmer right here that's called Firefly. Now, I already said it. Oh, they're all wildfire shimmers. So I'm going to pat it in the corner using my finger. But I'm going to tell you that when I was putting this one on, it started flaking off. As much as I tried to contain it in that little area, it spread. So I have little sparkles all throughout. Like, good Lord, just doing this is like making it worse. It's spreading on my nose and everything. Okay, so like I said, eyes before the rest of your face. Don't say I didn't warn you when you look like a sparkly fairy walking from one side of your house to the next. So that is what you guys are going to see me do. So that's it for the eye look, you guys. I didn't add any eyeliner on this eye. I know I always do eyeliner. That's like my signature need on my side. But I decided it was okay with it without it, you know. I just left it off because I was like, you know what? It looks good. It doesn't matter. So let me just pop some mascara and I'll be right back to give you guys a close-up. I also used the new LA Girl Pastel Liner in my waterline. It's called Magic Mint. I didn't find that it was really good, but whatever, we're sticking to it because it's already on this eye. So let me go do that, and I'll be right back to give you guys a close-up. So this is the finished eye look today, you guys. Hopefully you guys like it. I really like it. I like these colors. I'm not crazy about those wildfire shimmers, but I feel like the mattes make up for it. So yeah, you guys, let me back you guys out and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. I actually do like this palette. I feel like it has so much potential. Apart from the freaking wildfire shimmers, I think I like the colors. I like the tones that she chose. I'm just not crazy about this formula because I can only imagine Nova looks like a white with a reflect of like iridescent shimmers. And it's like, oh God. They all look the same. Exactly the same. All those shimmers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shimmers. 6 actually with that one. And it's like, they all look like that same flaky formula that I hate so much. In different companies, not just this one. This is the first time I'm trying out Kaleidoscope, and I'm not crazy about that shimmer formula. But the matte, like I used 3 of the mattes today, and I found that it was very, very good pigmentation. One had to be built up. The one that I use as my transition shade, it had to be built up a little bit, and a little bit the gravity, the lime green one. But the pigmentation is there, and that's awesome. I didn't really have a whole lot of problem with blending out. I'm not like a professional or anything when it comes to blending out, but I don't feel like I had problems with blending. I mean, somebody could see me honestly and probably say, yeah, you didn't blend it out, stupid. But still, like, I don't feel like I had a problem. Other than that, I like the colors. I feel like it has like a lot of potential. Like I said, if you can get around doing your eyes first or putting some tape down to prevent so much of that shimmer just going everywhere, or if you're like me and you just automatically do all of your face first and you don't mind doing the cleanup afterwards, then it's not a bad palette. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified each and every time I upload a new video. And until next time, stay warm, stay blessed, and stay magical. Bye, you guys.